I think one of the things that I predict as being a major challenge here in the near future is going to be capital. And what I mean capital is, it's not necessarily the capital to borrow. There's going to be enough money out there that they're lending. Yes, the requirements to borrow that money are going to be higher. They're going to require higher FICO scores, greater down payment, maybe higher DSCR requirements, but the capital for the actual investor to put in the form of a down payment is going to be harder to come by. Now, exiting COVID, we had a couple things that went on there, right? We had deferment of debts, major debts like student loans, credit cards, auto loans, and even mortgages, right? And at the same time, we had stimulus checks being deposited into the household, all while people couldn't leave their houses to spend that money. And, you know, we did what Americans do. We found a way to spend that money. And if you look at consumer habits during that period where we were shuttered, there was just a graph. If I had a graph here, it would go straight up like that on retail goods, right? Everyone wanted a Peloton. You know, Amazon's consumer habits went through the roof, so because people couldn't leave. But once they could exit their homes, once they could travel and leisure, once they could go out, they, you know, had this money that was banked essentially, and they still didn't have to pay certain debts. So they went out, and there was this, you know, roaring 20s effect, if you will, where people were just spending lots of money, which was driving prices up. And now we're exiting that part of, you know, the COVID effect into a new chapter where those household balance sheets, you know, per pal, the big difference in the thing that the Fed was leaning on going into this recession that, you know, made us confident is the fact that that average household balance sheet was higher than it had ever been going into any other recession. Well, that balance sheet is dwindling quickly. We're seeing credit utilization go up, meaning that people are becoming more adverse to spending their own money. They want to borrow money. So I think understanding what lenders are going to the higher LTVs, because, you know, I'm still committed to buying this investment property. I still want to move forward. Knowing what lenders are lending at what LTVs is going to be important.